Should we get some bevs going?
Yeah, I think we should bev it.
Let's bev it up.
So we've got a little Dr. Zevia this week. Um, a deliciously non-alcoholic beverage. It does not contain milk. You'll
Oh
all
my
be
god.
happy
Oh
to
my
know.
god. You
I
got me
was
good
I
last
was
week.
really that was an emotional roller coaster that you took us on last week, Rick. I was screaming at my television when I
Yeah,
was streaming it yesterday or last
Stop.
week. Yeah.
yeah.
No,
I tried to ride the fine line between people actually hating me afterwards, but also like having me really touch people's hearts, grab their hearts a little bit, like reach
Yeah.
my hand in their chest.
you squeezed a little too tight, if I'm being
I think I
honest.
did. I think I did.
It's like, bro, this is so bad. This is gonna go so poorly.
I could have gone way further though. I could have just started like I think like the thing that I didn't do, which was important that I didn't do, is like start like just chugging it.
The chug.
It was very performative, but in a way that was both entertaining and then also infuriating. When
Yeah,
I
yeah.
found out the trick, I was like I felt duped. And I was like a little mad, but then I was like, that was smart. He knew what he was getting into. He read the ingredients. He knew there was milk in there, and he had someone off camera like switch them out. So smart.
Yeah. Well, I didn't actually. I
got that
fooled
off
my
air.
own girlfriend, which was a step in the wrong direction for the joke.
Oh.
Yeah.
Rick, you gotta have at least the partner involved.
There was no off-screen producing of that. I duped everyone from top to bottom, and
Yeah.
that's when the wall started to close in on me.
full scale dude.
You
Ultimate.
were duping yourself. You were duping yourself.
So,
Oh
but
my God.
here we are with the Dr. Zevia,
Yes.
and I like Zevia sodas.
I do too.
I think they're pretty good.
It's my first. Never had one.
It's been a long time. So this was a staple of the very occasional, like once every 2 months, where my dad and brother and I would go to Whole Foods and do the hot bar,
Mm,
and
so
which was
clutch.
like, it's like,
Ugh.
okay, guys, like try not to go crazy, but you would always do. You always end up spending like literally $18
Yeah.
on just your
Mhm.
food. And
Yeah. Unlike
but-
mashed potatoes. You'd spend $30 on mashed potatoes on accident.
And they're
Like,
hella
and,
good.
and they're so good.
it's worth every penny. There's literally zero regrets. But then you pass by the like cold cans of something space. Everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you're like, you get sick of the Whole Foods branded sodas because they're all sugarless. Well, no, they're still sugar, I guess, but they're like cane sugar or something.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
this has been the staple before, and I feel like I'm eating like a curried tofu from a hot bar.
Mhm.
That's what this is gonna give me. So,
Yeah, there's
oh,
something special about Whole Foods that really gets my gears turning. And
Yeah.
even just the layout of that like cold drink section, it's just like it's just delicious for
It feels
reasons
good.
unknown.
I
Yeah.
hate it's so sinister that Amazon owns Whole Foods. It really sucks so much.
Yeah,
We
we are
live
But
well within the Amazon ecosystem at the moment.
oh, that's right. We're on Twitch for God's
Yep.
sake. I mean,
What were you gonna say, Matt?
we live equidistant between a regular grocery store, which is a Mariano's, and a Whole Foods. And we are always like, also Lynette's pregnant, so we're like trying to eat healthy, and we end up at Whole Foods enough that every time I walk in, I cringe, but also just like there's that specific green brown smell of like a Whole Foods, and like everything smells organic, but also doctored just enough. And oh man,
It's
what
surgical.
a beautiful, dreadful place Whole Foods is.
it's perfectly fine. It's like two swords clashing. It's
Mm.
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
I also love the idea of a green brown smell.
You know
That,
exactly what
like,
I'm talking about, right?
1,000%. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, they
But
keep
that's
the
just-
warehouse. They don't get rid of the warehouse scent.
Yeah, it is a little
know?
that's like part of the brand is like you want to feel like you are at a market.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And like
Yeah.
they just trucked something in, but then also it smells like patchouli and daffodils. Ugh.
Okay, I realize I'm now able to look at the chat, so this is fun. But I'm also able to see the marker of how many people are watching, which is not
Uh-huh.
what we should be
You can
looking
turn
at.
that off.
But as I looked, as I said, green brown smell with some force, we lost like 2 people. So,
Yeah, sounds about right.
so maybe we should move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, turn that number off if you can.
Yeah, I'm not looking at that anymore. I'm keeping
Um,
that away.
Yeah.
Oh, should we-
That'll get
Go
you.
ahead.
That'll get you in the heart. If you, it took me a while to turn off that viewer count
I don't
number.
even want to watch.
There was tens of hours of me streaming to literally 0 people.
Yeah.
That
and,
hurts.
And then you get one person in, and then you kick it up a notch, and then it drops right back down to 0, and you have to wonder what's wrong with you.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's just real life
But
information.
it's not
real
even
time.
real. Like that counter isn't even accurate. So
That's what I've
especially
heard.
for small channels, it's not even accurate, and nor does it like realistically mean anything. But boy, does it feel like it means something.
Yeah.
So guys, everyone out there, people, like, your patronage means everything. Go ahead and send twitch.tv/thetravelhc to all of your friends. Let's blow this mofo up today.
It's gonna be a
It's
fun
my
talk.
birthday.
Yeah,
It's my birthday.
It's gonna be a
Do it
great.
for my birthday.
It's gonna be a great show.
Yeah,
Already.
That's gonna probably happen a few times. Should we get Virgil in the chat?
Let's get popping.
You're never gonna get a clean take of that. I'm always gonna laugh. Like, you're gonna hear my audio laughing over it every single time, which I should probably hold to myself. But
Yeah.
it gets me. The sweet boy, the sweet cat. Okay. Well, should we get a group pop?
I think so.
All right, here we go.
Count of 3. 1,
3,
2, 3. Ah,
That
that's
was
good
nice.
group pop.
That was excellent.
They are extra poppy. I had a ginger ale last night because I was going to Whole Foods anyways, and
It's really floral. It smells really floral.
Okay, so Dr. Pepper is a cherry flavored soda.
That's debatable.
I heard caramel, like
Right.
more caramel base.
The story that I've heard about Dr. Pepper is that they wanted it to taste like how I think I heard this on that John Green podcast, the Anthropocene Review,
Oh,
where
yeah.
he talks about Diet Dr. Pepper. And it's supposed to be the flavor of all of the flavoring syrups mixed together.
Oh,
Oh.
so it's supposed to taste like a kid at Cece's Pizza.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which what did you used to call those?
Suicide.
That's exactly what I called it too. I was like, that sounds little.
Yep. Soda
call-
suicide.
Which I don't like. How did that even come about? Because there's
I don't
definitely
know.
no one out in public that calls them that. But
That's like
everyone knew that that's what those were called.
one of those like strange childhood things where everyone knows that rhyme that like no one knows where it came from, and everyone called it a soda suicide. Yeah.
Suicide. That's what I call it.
Suicide.
T Green
Yep.
Girl says 23 flavors,
Ah.
which is important. Yeah.
And I can taste every single one.
Well,
Should we talk about how this does or doesn't compare to a Dr. Pepper or a Diet Dr. Pepper?
I think we should get into it. Studio
It'll be
Space,
inevitable.
what's up? Studio Space is all dressed. Studio Space is from Canada, and I think that's a reference to the all dressed Canada.
All dressed up in zesty mordant.
What? What was that? What was that bar?
It's from Trailer Park Boys, I think. There's an episode
okay.
called all Dressed Up in Zesty Mordant, which are two flavors of chips they sell in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Studio Space is revealing the chip, the all dressed chip. So I think that the thing is that Dr. Zevia is the all dressed of sodas,
Yeah.
or maybe you'd say all dressed is the Dr. Pepper of chips.
Sure.
Wow. Okay.
I that's what I think that Studio Space is saying, but I could be wrong.
Well, I do want to say that I recently heard in the Twitterverse, I think I read more accurately that basically Dr. Pepper tastes like barbecue soda,
Yes.
and I was like,
What?
Yes.
damn it, if that's not completely correct. as
Super
much as
accurate.
It makes me mad, but I love it. But
Yep.
it's definitely barbecue sauce for
Barbecues. Yeah, barbecue soda.
sure. Really quick, I will say just a brief can copy check.
Yeah. Check it out.
Very limited. This soda is vegan, which
Thank
I
God.
assume most sodas are vegan, but okay.
You'd be
It is
surprised.
gluten-free too, certified. There's nothing really here other than just like 0 calorie, contains caffeine, blah 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 blah. But at the very top of the nutrition facts area, it just
Yeah.
says live your best.
Oh, nice.
What more do you need?
I also
Thanks,
noticed
Zevia.
that, and it made me feel really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and this is also one of those alt sodas that has where there's no color, so it's like still like it's a
Oh,
clear
it's
beverage.
clear.
So
hmm
which I kind of don't like, but I also am like, it's good that this is
I
happening.
mean, they have to. They can't like run with the Live Your Best brand and drop food coloring in there. That's impossible.
That would be antithetical for sure.
If you were to like blind taste this, would you say that it tastes clear?
I mean, I feel like I knew that it was gonna be clear, but like I've had clear colas before, and they all kind of consistently have a flavor like that.
There's a clear flavor to it. Yeah.
It tastes
Like a clear taste.
There's
I know we'll
brown
get to
berry
mouthfeel. Yeah.
Brown
Yeah.
berry smells, clear taste.
Clear taste. It's a show about synesthesia.
Yeah.
You're talking to a musician, and like every musician wants to talk about how cool it is that they have synesthesia, and so here we are.
We'll just crack it open, which we certainly did already.
We are adjusting the canned crucible post today, and it might be good to go into a synesthesia route. Like instead of rating emotion on a scale of 1 to 1,000, like actually just talk about the emotion that it's making you feel.
Yeah.
Drink to emotion barrier. But
So you're talking about like quantified research versus qualified research.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's get into these. Let's get into these metrics here. The first one is flavor. I think that we've talked about it. You know, we run a pretty accurate scale here. We like high fidelity. So we rate these beverages on a scale of 1 to 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take the lo-fi to your own podcast, Jake.
Yeah.
So
I'm actually a big proponent of mid-fi, but you can talk about that later.
I'm sure we will. So Matt, on a scale of 1 to 1,000, where would you place your rating for flavor?
I'd say like it's like 750.
750. Okay.
It's like strong, but it's like a little astringent, I think. And I think that might be from the stevia. And I almost would prefer the like back of the throat burn of aspartame in this to the astringent stevia thing. It does have a nice taste to it, but it's not. There's something unspoken about the sacredness of a Diet Dr. Pepper, and so this doesn't quite hit that, but I do enjoy it. Yeah, it's a little astringent though. It also smells really floral, which I wasn't anticipating. It smells kind of like flowery in a way that I wouldn't really have thought. Like I never thought Diet Dr. Pepper smelled flowery, but this does.
Yeah.
Jake, you're a Dr. Pepper connoisseur.
I am. Dr. Pepper is an absolute staple of my home growing up. My mom is a major Dr. Pepper fan. And I want to go on record for my own and say that diet anything soda is always subpar and diet soda is terrible. And I don't understand people who like it. It tastes terrible. It tastes so bad. That aspartame in the back of your throat, that bite is garbage. And
I love it. I
just want to say, if you're going to drink soda, just drink the MF soda. You don't have to get diet.
This is a hot
take.
take.
It's kind of okay. This is
a fucking hot take, bro.
Let me just preface this bit by saying I'm mostly joking, but like Jake, that's a little ableist of you because I'm diabetic and I can't drink regular soda without suffering serious blood sugar spikes. And so I lived on diet soda as a kid, and regular soda to me tastes disgusting because it is so sugary.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That is legit. And
but also I'm like 90% kidding because I also know for a fact if I grew up drinking regular ass soda that I think diet soda would probably taste disgusting too. But I like love that aspartame bite at the back of my throat.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I will just say briefly, I did not ever think about that, and that's good to think about.
Yeah.
Second, that's also something I don't like is that I love the sugariness of it. Like I also never get like light anything. Like if you get like dressings from the store, like for salads or something, like why would you ever get light anything?
Yeah, no.
Like if it has to be made light anyway, that's probably not good for you because whatever the normal thing is,
Placing
but like still
the fats with the oils and the
yeah.
I'm all about full fat, full flavor.
Yeah.
But one of the compromises that I've made in my life is that I have opted away from sugary soda, so that I have room in my life for full fat mayonnaise. You know?
Oh yeah.
Hellmann's?
Obviously.
Are you a Hellmann's man?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Let's go.
Like really. I also don't get mayonnaise brand alliance, but that's like a whole other podcast or like a whole other Twitch stream.
We'll have the mayonnaise crucible someday.
Yeah.
Put a pass on
We'll
that.
just try mayonnaise. Okay, but getting to my number, Even though this has a diety kind of vibe and taste to it a little bit, I'm enjoying it. I enjoy the floral. I'm gonna go 7.25.
Okay, I think it's a fair rating.
Where are you at?
A couple things that I need to address. Being a vegan, the thing I miss most in the world is mayonnaise. Uh, I think that sounds disgusting. Honestly. Um,
Mayonnaise is great.
mayonnaise
Mayonnaise
is so good. I miss it.
Sandwich lubricant.
It's so freaking
The
good.
the craziest vegan thing that I do. This is me explaining like how somebody falls from grace. And there's this sandwich that I make with these like soy cold cuts that I get rarely. I try to stay away from them. But then instead of mayonnaise, I use hummus and like
Yes.
pickles and pickle juice as like a
Yep.
mayonnaise surrogate. I'm glad you guys are agreeing with me because
Oh,
for me it
100%.
feels like, oh, you miss mayonnaise, just use hummus is like one of 10 like vegan hacks on some like shitty advertised filled recipe website, but like it's 100% true. Like hummus
sounds
as a
great.
condiment, hummus is a really good condiment.
Absolutely. Trader Joe's has this dill pickle hummus that I'm absolutely obsessed with. It's
Mm-hmm.
so good. Yeah.
Well, that's
I worked at
kind
it. Oh, go ahead,
that's
Jake.
hilarious. Well, just like I feel like you cut out the pickle and now you got the dill. You're cutting out the
Mm.
mayonnaise and now it's vegan, and then the chickpea is extra protein.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, man. Go ahead.
I eat 3 servings of beans a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked at a vegan restaurant and we made our own mayonnaise with tofu
Oh, yeah.
and
Mhm.
some other stuff. But then that's
Little
like
silken
you have to have,
tofu. Yep.
yeah, you have to use like a food processor and it's a whole thing.
I make
But
that for my tempeh salad sandwiches. But moving on. Harpwolf in the chat says, I love mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Oh, Harpwolf, thanks for joining us.
does anybody know any like diehard anti-mayonnaise people?
I do, yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think the people that are anti-mayonnaise are very bigoted, frankly, because mayonnaise is a staple of a zillion different cultures,
Mhm.
including South American and other spaces where like it's mayonnaise and ketchup, period. Like mustard isn't involved, which
Oh.
like we can get into that. Okay,
Ooh,
but
I
anyway.
love mustard.
I love mustard, yeah.
Yeah.
I had this friend in high school who's from I think anyway, we bonded over we like drunkenly went and got Burger King fries. And when we asked, they're like, what sauces do you want? We were like, can we have mayonnaise?
Yeah. Mhm.
And everyone was just like, why?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? I'm like, fries and mayonnaise?
It's so good.
It's so
It's
good.
so good.
Yeah, yeah.
I will
So
stand by
good.
that forever. And so
Yeah.
we just bonded, and everyone else was, boring and everything. So
Harpwolf
anyway,
says
that's not what we're
Harpwolf
for.
says veganese is pretty good. It is pretty good. I think
Yeah,
it's something.
veganese.
It's like it's easy. I mean, it's like better life, or what is that? Butter. We have that butter. It's like Good Life or better. I
Good
don't know.
Life, yeah, or whatever
Earth balance.
Earth Balance.
Earth Balance.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. They all
Earth
the
Balance
brands sound
butter
the
is
same.
incredible.
It's
Yeah.
I mean it's just great.
That's the green brown smell. Is actually just.
Oh,
Earth Balance.
that's how they wax the floors at night at Whole Foods.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Oh my
For
God.
flavor for me, I think we started on a cherry cola. I was asking about cherry cola because I think people refer to like when you look up Dr. Pepper in certain like soda databases, it comes up as like a cherry cola or like a cherry soda. And I think that
Yeah.
this Dr. Zevia is much more cherry than I would expect out of a Dr. Pepper.
Definitely.
I think
I could see that.
it tastes kind of like it's like a nice like fruit cocktail kind of vibe. It mixed with some like herbaceous elements, some florals and some herbs that I think
Yeah.
that you're detecting, Matt. I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of it. I would drink it. I would drink it every day. I don't, but I would. It just doesn't feel good to drink something like that every day for me. I'm not sure why. 8.45 for me.
Wow.
Ooh,
I think it's really
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
If I don't know, do you guys have like really strong salient points about the mouthfeel that you want to go into?
I just think it's astringent. That's my main thing.
Yeah.
It feels
Astringent.
like
that nails it.
yeah, it's astringent in a way that I don't necessarily love from a soda.
Same.
Yeah, I think we can just kind of leave it there. We don't actually ever do anything with these number ratings. Which is really funny. Like,
Maybe we should double down on this data we have since we're taking it pretty diligently so far.
just there's never been any crunching of these numbers or any ranking system. So as a means of like dismantling this system further, I think that give a mouthfeel rating. I do like the I personally like astringency, but I also think it's like planned obsolescence in drinks, like because it makes you kind of thirsty again, and
Yeah, absolutely.
and it keeps you drinking. This is like not a hydrating beverage.
No.
I
You know, I kind of like, I don't drink, I used to drink alcohol and I don't anymore because it makes me feel awful. But one of my favorite kinds of alcohol was Fernet Branca. And this sort of has the same aftertaste as Fernet Branca to me. It's like,
100% does.
yeah, it's like a little bit attic-y. And I think that's part of that astringency. But I think that's like that's also part of the mouthfeel for me, which is also like you want more of it. You drink a Fernet, it's like, that was strong. I want to take another sip because yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow. Every time I pass Fernet in the store, I'm like, damn, it's $30, but I want it. Next time. I've done that like 20 times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just freaking
Just
buy the
get a
Fernet.
bottle of Fernet. Yeah, just have it on
enjoy
deck.
your-
It's not going to go bad.
I
Yeah,
love Fernet
and you're not
so
gonna
much.
like chug it.
No.
Yeah.
That's not like the
It's gonna
bottle you
be-
break out at the party.
Yeah. It's like, have you guys had this? Everyone needs to try it. And then everyone's like, yeah, I'm good on that.
How
But
do
then,
you
like,
serve it to people the first time?
I honestly have experienced it so few times, but but each time was an impassioned, beautiful time. The first time I ever had it, we were all just taking hits from the bottle itself. So
Wow.
just straight shots. They were cold though. It was a cold bottle.
Okay.
Helps.
So I think I would want to mix it up and maybe try like just Fernet on ice, or maybe tonic, a Fernet and tonic. Would that
I like
be
Fernet,
good?
just Fernet and seltzer, like pure
Yeah.
LaCroix and Fernet's really good with ice. You can even like put a sprig of rosemary in there.
We're sprigging it. You gotta sprig
Yeah,
it.
you sprig it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was introduced to Fernet in service industry as a part of the shot we referred to as a Ferrari, Fernet and Campari,
Yep.
classic
Ooh.
shot.
Ferrari water.
I love Ferraris themselves. They didn't do too hot in F1 last season, and they kind of earned that spot. Charles Leclerc is one of my favorite F1 drivers, so I have a kinship with Ferrari. But yeah, so the thing about taking Ferraris is I was told afterwards that you don't like the first 6 of them. I hated them because I would always go to pick, like Tiffany was working at the restaurant before I was, and at the end of the night they would always take shots of, like, do Ferrari shots, and I would always get roped into it, and I hate it. Fernet and Campari.
Oof.
And-
That sounds pretty strong.
Yeah.
That's a lot of flavors going on.
And you realize over time that, like, so my perspective on it was that these people are just like broken and they're hurt. and after a shift at Taste, like Taste is
shout
a
out.
bar that's R.I.P. Taste, but was a bar that was open super late, and after a shift at Taste, you just want to feel something. And it took me a while to get into them, and then when I started working at the restaurant, then I was the one ordering the rounds of Ferraris for people.
You had been broken.
I had been broken. Yeah, it was the end of it.
I mean, that's the restaurant industry, though. So
Yeah, they're good though. I'll order you guys one of these days.
Aw,
Cool.
Thanks, Rick.
So then the last question that we have here, the last metric we're talking about is emotion. And then maybe we do our synesthetic exercise here, and if we want to talk about like what emotion this Zevia embodies as our final rating, and as the end as of we know it as the canned crucible.
who goes first? Should I go first?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's always on you.
Okay, I have an older brother, and he is a serious Dr. Pepper drinker, and I cannot divorce my brother Todd from the flavor of Dr. Pepper. And so anytime that I taste any sort of Dr. Peppery thing, whether it's this or off-brand or whatever, I always think about him driving me around. And he's like 11. He's 11 years older than me, so he was like a bit older. So he was driving me around in his like Ford Bronco in the 90s, like
It's a good car.
listening to Nine Inch Nails on his like
Hell
CD
yeah.
player. And he had given me a Dr. Pepper. This was before I was diabetic. That we were like splitting a small bottle of Dr. Pepper, a 20-ounce bottle or whatever, and I spilled the Dr. Pepper on his CD book. And I remember the CD was a relatively new technology, so we were like, I ruined all the CDs, not realizing that you could just like dunk them in water and let them dry and they'd be fine.
Yeah.
But he had a copy of a Pearl Jam album, and I remember and he loved this album, and I was like so devastated. And so I go through this sort of like psychodrama anytime that I taste the Diet Dr. Pepper or Dr. Pepper product, as I think about ruining Todd's CDs, but then also knowing that the CDs were fine in the long run. Yeah. And it's a very warm, like nostalgic, and it's a pretty delightful memory. Like, how Proust had his like Madeleines that spiraled him down into the search of lost time. Like Diet Dr. Pepper, or like the Dr. Pepper flavor, does that for me a little bit. It really shoots me down a memory hole. That's a complex emotion, but
no one has ever answered the question so thoroughly and so beautifully. So, Rick, I'm so glad that we're getting rid of it here. I think that's what we're doing.
Well, I think that the way we posed the question, instead of just rating it, elicited the response. I think that was a team effort. But it's a high bar to set for us asking that question in the future.
Oh my goodness.
Boogie Night says, I thought you were talking about your kinship with Ferraris, and I thought you were talking about the car. Well, I was talking about the car and talking about the drink and the connection. And Boogie also says that was art.
Yeah, Rick, you did have like 3 tabs open in that conversation.
I never even got back to the point, I realized.
And not tab the soda for the rest.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, I share a memory-based thing with a family member. Like I said, my mom was a big Dr. Pepper fan. Just years and years and years spent of just like, oh, we're at the store. What drinks are we getting? We got to get Mama Dr. Pepper.
Yep.
So there's just that will carry with me forever. And there's just something about, here comes this. We were a 2-liter family. Let's see, a lot of people are all about them cans. When we got cans, we were like, yo, it's going to be a crazy weekend. We got cans. We'd always get the 2-liter, which is a subpar way to present and drink soda.
It is. It is. Yeah. I'm glad you know that.
Way to do it. It's terrible for the environment. Everything about it's bad. However, that's what I know. Uh-huh. And we still get 2 liters to this day. I hate to say, but there's something about holding a Dr. Pepper 2-liter that does feel very comforting.
Yeah,
it's like holding a big like comfy like watermelon. It just has that same heft, and like when you have to carry it through the store because you like filled up your basket already. Holding it by the top part actually sucks and hurts your hand a lot, so you kind of just cradle it like a baby. It's
like a football.
And it's like kind of like tensile a little bit. Like you can feel the soft give of the bottle. And,
yes. Or if it's like too hard though, then you're like, okay, we got to be careful with this MF.
Yeah.
Honestly, historically speaking, opening up a Dr. Pepper bottle, like, bro, you got to be so careful with
2 liters can get out of hand quickly. That's concentrated shit. Yeah.
It's scary. So anyway, I feel warm. Boogie Nights is enjoying it in our chat. I just think that Dr. Pepper doesn't get the love it deserves. Coke steals the show, and Coke is incredible. I love it, but DP all the way. So
but isn't that part of Dr. Pepper's charm? Is that it's sort of like the Dark Knight of sodas? I said Dark Knight, but I meant Dark Horse.
No, it's
but
the
both
Dark
maybe.
Knight.
It's the Dark Knight. Yeah, it's like the soda that like everyone loves a Coke,
and
but
Snapple's
then,
the Joker.
Yes.
I thought Pepsi might be the Joker, but yeah, definitely. Cola Jokers.
Yeah. We were a big Pepsi household, so I'm just gonna keep my.
Hey. And I mean I'll try to keep this brief, and because you guys really said all it was needed to be said about it, because like the reason that I started to get into Dr. Pepper as a child was because of the historical significance and because of the people themselves who were into it. Like the people collect like Dr. Pepper stuff, and there's kind of like this whole like old-timey vibe, and the people that I always thought that the people that drank Dr. Pepper, the person that was at the fountain underneath the Dr. Pepper nozzle always just was like a little classier than any of the other people that got any of the other drinks.
So true.
So I just looked at that in the world and realized that that's like kind of more the lane I wanted to be in for my life. and like occasionally re-ratchet that shit up and get like a Mountain Dew. But like as like the base drink, the base soda, Rick, is like I'm a Dr Pepper guy. Yeah. So
It's almost like a subculture.
yeah,
is.
and it's better. It's
Real
just
ones.
it's just a better one.
Yeah.
Real ones now.
All right.
I have to say, I do think this is the longest we've ever talked about a drink on this show. We are 10 minutes before our break. Normally we're like, I think Rick and I do just fine, but normally we're like, okay, how do we like bullshit for like another 10? How can we vamp a little bit just to like get across the
I have a lot of opinions about food stuff. And so
Totally.
I like watched art brunches, like because I'm interested, but also because it's like, I know I have one of these coming up and I want to prepare. And the thing I've been most excited about is canned crucible.
Yes.
Great.
Oh, good. Because I've been very afraid that everyone's like, why the fuck are we here?
All week I was like, I wonder what Jake's going to bring me.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what we're going to be drinking. I was so excited.
And with your Joker voice, that was kind of a Joker voice.
Yeah.
I just really like to lean into this microphone. I do this a lot when I'm lecturing online too, and just like get a little ASMR, That's my internal monologue all the time.
Well, I
Sounds
think
like
it's
an
fitting.
excellent-
I think you're the only fan of the canned crucible, and we've been really trying to revamp it, and I think that this was a good proof of concept of how we move forward with.
I
what
don't
the
think
canned
it needs
crucible does.
that much revamping though. It's
Yeah.
a beautiful thing to like ask an artist talk about a soda. I think that's a really cool idea.
I want to focus more on the talking about the soda rather than trying to put this like obscure quantifiable number on it.
Yeah.
And I think that you knocked it out of the park today, Matt.
Yeah. I'm glad that I could be your
It's a proof of concept.
Yeah, proof of concept.
Yeah, this is a pilot moment.
Yeah.
This is a pilot moment. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone for being here for this.
Yes.
T Green Girl says, "LOL, the only fan of the canned crucible." Yeah, thanks. Great.
I feel sort of that hurt a little bit, T Green Girl. Thank you.
We're all feeling the astringent buzz of a soda in the back of our throats right now.
I am feeling the caffeine from this. Like it is pretty caffeinated.
Yeah.
I'll just say that. And I'm pretty caffeine sensitive, so watch out.
There's juice in the
Yeah.
juice. I do want to read Boogie Nights. Thoroughly enjoyed hearing the Dr. Pepper nostalgic moment. Amazing how taste and smell can take us back to these mundane, sentimental moments.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's real love.
So
That's real love.
Can we just talk about though how we're reviewing this beverage, but all we're talking about is
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper?
Yeah,
I think that's really important. That says a lot about how this beverage is like a proxy. I'm sorry, I could go all day about this.
No, but it's like, thanks, Zevia. Now we're just going to talk about Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper, like it's a referential beverage, which I think is.
And the other thing that we haven't touched at all, and which maybe we don't have time, but there's like the zillion offshoots of Dr. Somebody.
Yep.
Or like,
Oh,
you know,
God,
there's
I love
Dr.
it.
Best.
Dr. Thunder and
Dr. Shasta.
yeah, Dr. Shasta. Yeah.
Real ones now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rick, am I able to get through my thing really quick? Do you think?
Well, we got to ask, is it crushable?
Oh yes, that's right. That's the whole thing.
Dr. Bolo, Dr. Bob, Food Club, Dr. Now, Real Doctor. Dr. Thunder is the best one. Dr. Right.
Dr. Thunder's the best one.
Dr. Thunder, yeah. Dr.
Diet
Shasta
Dr. Thunder.
is Dr. Shasta
Do you
is
get that
just
at
like
Costco? Where do you get that?
it's going too easy. Dr. Thunder took effort.
Yeah.
Okay, so we did that. Yes or no, real quick, round table, is it crushable?
I could only have half of one of these personally.
Oh.
So I don't think that means it's crushable. Like there's a lot of caffeine, very astringent in my mouth. I have been having to drink water in between because it's like really occupying a lot of mouth space for me. So not crushable for me,
crushable.
but deeply, deeply enjoyable.
Jake, is it crushable?
I crushed 2.
You did?
So limitedly crushable, yes, but ultimately yes.
Just now you drank 2?
No, I just had the one. But I kind of want
Oh, I thought you said
Okay.
you had already drank
Oh,
2.
I was like, damn, Jake.
I just hit mute real quick, popped another one real fast.
It's your birthday, man. Go for it.
Yeah, live a
Look
little.
at crazy.
Oh, you could like make a Dr. Pepper cake. Maybe we should make a Dr. Pepper cake for Jake sometime.
Oh my god, so smart.
Uh,
That'd be incredible. Rick, crushable.
I think it's crushable. I think it's crushable.
definitely
Yeah,
is.
yeah.